Hello YouTube, James Orr here, aka SSergals, bringing you another video. I know today is the 26th, and yes, tomorrow is the 27th, the Fairlandia Convention. I would love to go, but I just don't have the funds to do so. In this video, I thought I would give you the backstory of SSergals before I order him, because I would have got him by now if it weren't for locations of shrapnel scars, basically. The backstory of SSergals, which is, you can see here, the full backstory of him is back in the 40s, 50s region. He started working for the New York Central Railroad as an engineer for the railroad, and he was just doing his main line run when all of a sudden the track snapped ahead. The whole entire train then derailed, and upon derailment 30 minutes later, the boiler ran out of water and the whole boiler blew, causing shrapnel to go. Basically, don't really know, but all I know is he'll have cuts on his arms, on both arms, few cuts on his legs, maybe some in his abdomen region, maybe some along his face. I don't know exactly where on the face. But then after boiler explosion, the paramedics arrived. Everyone arrived on scene to a completely destroyed steam locomotive and rolling stock, and few feet away, laying in a field that they did not know was right there, was SSergals. And 2 days later, when they were cleaning up the wreck, the cleaners found his body. Well, what they thought was the body. Paramedics arrived to remove him, to bring him to the mortuary, and then suddenly he woke up. He opened his eyes and literally gave them all a startle and a half. That they were literally yelling out, "Hey, hey, hey! We got a survivor over here!" And then they got him to the hospital. The hospital was able to patch him up just enough, but had to leave the the hand irons, or whatever you like to call them. Basically, I think they are called grab irons. I'll just leave them as railings. They just had to leave them in, sticking out basically, because they could not get them. They did not want to cut it out, or they did not want to pull it out, because they did not want to hesitate killing him. And then the railroad comes in, and they discharged him of all duties as an engineer for their railroad, where then he basically started just to walk about. While in full depression. And then eventually he went at the start of the programs. He was approached by one of the programs and asked if he could join them, and so he can become a basic railroad legend. Since Casey Jones, which is a fictional person, he did live, but I won't tell his story right now. Casey Jones' story. Back to the task at hand. Safety Sergal then accepted, and I guess that's basically about it. That's all I was able to do right now on his backstory. But you know what? After that's done, I guess I'll now talk about Casey Jones' story. Let me see. I'm so good. I basically call him Casey Jones because that was his basic name. Okay, let me see here. Okay, here it is. Jonathan Luther Jones from Jackson, Tennessee. Basically. But yeah, Jonathan Luther Jones. Jonathan Luther Jones was his name. Also known as Casey Jones because it's sort of easy to remember. But he used to work for the Illinois Central Railroad, or commonly known as IC. He is basically known through the history books as the brave engineer, because he died in a head-on collision. They are not pretty. I will pull up a photo of a head-on collision so you all out there know what a head-on collision looks like for a train. Now, since these photos come from closed cases, I'm able to show them easily. But let me see here. Basically, that's how one looks. Can you see it? See, there's drive wheels there, and there's another set of drive wheels. That's how bad one looks. and that was CNR. Can try. Yeah, this one was a head-on collision done in the 1940s. It was man-made. No one died in it, at least. It was a man-made one. Let me see here. Okay. See? It's pretty bad. I can easily pull up another one. The devastation of them. This next photo will show the major devastation that it basically has for it. Now, next thing you're about to see is pretty sad, because a lot of people did die in this one. This one was a very, very, very nasty one. Let me pull this up here so I can see what you guys see. Boom. See all the shrapnel? That's how bad one looks. They are not pretty. That's how Casey Jones's train used to look like afterwards. But yeah, Jonathan Luther Jones, aka Casey Jones, was born in March 14th of 1863. Basically died April 30th, 1900, age 37. But yeah, joined the railroad in 1978. But yeah, why he's known for is heroic sacrifice for refusal to abandon post to ensure the safety of passengers from a collision. But yeah, you can also hear his legacy through a lot of songs. One of them is by none other than Johnny Cash. The original song that was made for him, in honor of him, was a ballad sung by his friend Wallace Sanders. And you won't believe this, but Mr. Sanders was indeed an African American engine viper for the IC, Illinois Central, which of course back then the African American were basically well, some of you Southerners might know. Basically slaves. I don't like saying it, but it was thanks to the African American people that actually helped make transcontinental railroad a possibility. I don't like it, but we were stupid back then. I guess we still are till today. Depends on what you think. But a lot of people always thought that Casey Jones was not married. Yes, he was married. But yeah. Now, unlike a lot of the railroad men in those eras, Casey Jones indeed have a very famous whistle. Oh, he literally made his train whistles. The ones that he had was 6 thin tubes bound together, the shortest being half the length of the longest. Its unique sound involved a long, drawn-out note that began softly, rose, and then died away to a whisper, a sound that became his trademark. Literally, in those days, if you heard that whistle, you know, oh, yeah, hear that whistle? Here comes Casey. Be prepared to get your mail. Yeah. He was very brave. Matter of fact, there was one time that he literally saved a little kid from the tracks. Yeah. But yeah. But you want to hear the miracle is the most miracle? Normally after that kind of stuff, after head-on collisions, there would be a lot of death. Well, listen to this. Simon T. Rebb, fireman, train number 1, body bruises from jumping off of engine 382. $5, which in today's currency, it's $142. He survived. Miss W.E. Can't say the last name, but she was a passenger of number 1472. Oh, no. Sorry, not she was a passenger of the passenger train, but I can't say it, but she lived in New Orleans. Slight bruises, not settled. She lived. Normally after a head-on collision, everyone would be dead. Now, Miss W.M. Dito, passenger of number 25. Lived in Chicago. At the time, slight bruises left knee and left hand, not settled. Alive. What not settled means that they didn't sue. No case was ever pending. W.M. Miller, express messenger, injuries to back and left side, apparently slight. He settled for $25, which today it is $711. Yet again, alive. W.L. Rightside, postal clerk, just jawed and sunken, yet alive, basically. Which back then the dollar was, believe it or not, today is $28. R.A. Ford, postal clerk, jawed, same as the first one. Engine number 382, known as the Cannonball. Back then engines were very expensive, which it was a whopping $1,396.25, which today is an estimated total of $39,715. Mail car number 51 was total damage to it was $610, or commonly known as $17,351 today. Baggage car number 217, $105. Caboose number 98119, $430. IC boxcar 11380 for a whopping $4,000. IC boxcar number 42116, whopping $55. Total damage, property damage is a total whopping $2,996, commonly known as today as $85,218 completely. But yet again, people were alive because of Casey's sacrifice. People walked away scot-free, just slightly injured, no losses. There was losses for the railroad, of course, damages to rolling stock and engines that were completely destroyed. But yeah, pretty brave, huh? I will leave a link to the Wikipedia page down in the description for all of you to see it and read it completely. He was entirely a brave engineer. Most railroads don't have those any longer. Yeah, he destroyed the railroad's stock, but he was credited at the end for saving a lot of lives, basically. Because if it weren't for his sacrifice, those people wouldn't be, they wouldn't, they wouldn't be listed as injured, would be listed as dead, as well as the passengers on board, that rest of the passengers on board those trains, as well as the mail clerks. But yeah, that's that for this video. Hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do so, because I will have more videos later in the future. Tomorrow I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I know is I'm gonna do the new intro, and that's about all. I don't know what to do for tomorrow's main video. So yeah. Well, thank you and have a great day.